Today voters will decide the future of our country not just for the next 5 years but for generations to come. The nightmare prospect of another hung parliament on Friday 13th that can only deliver more confusion, squabbling and delay is perilously close. The outcome of this election is too close to call. A few votes will be decisive. The worst result of all would be a hung parliament led by a weak Jeremy Corbyn government, propped up by Nicola Sturgeon and the SNP.Jeremy Corbyn, a lifelong friend of the IRA and enemy to our police and armed forces, is danger to our security and defense, but the economic threat he poses is just as alarming.His hard left prospectus would have a devastating effect on small businesses, startups and innovators up and down our country. Every entrepreneur, or anyone concerned with UK economic prosperity, should be worried.Yet many young people under 40 in London are apparently tempted by Corbyn's radical agenda.Here are my 10 economic reasons to urge them to think again.Fiscal policy. The party is fiscally irresponsible. It has committed to an additional spending splurge of £1.2 trillion over the next 5 years. That's an extra £650 million a day.Who will pay? We will. You will. Labour says it will fund this through tax on the wealthy, those who earn over £80,000, and on businesses, but the Institute for Fiscal Studies, IFS, says this isn't credible.Jobs. creationOur workfare reforms are working to reduce unemployment. Labour has always left unemployment higher than it has found it. Under the last Labour government, unemployment rose by nearly 500,000. Even after an economic boom, Labour left office in May 2010 with welfare and unemployment up by 23%. The public finances were broken. We were borrowing £1 in every £4 government spent. A 4-day week. Corbyn's proposal would cost the public sector £85 billion over 5 years, paid for by taxpayers. It would cost the NHS £6.1 billion a year, taking precious resources away from patients. It is unfeasible and would have a devastating effect on huge numbers of small businesses who would have to pay less money to more staff just to keep afloat. Labour's taxes would be the highest in peacetime history. As the IFS itself says, Labour's policies would lead to higher prices, lower wages or less valuable investments, and higher interest rates, risking a negative equity housing crisis for millions of low-income buyers. Marxism. Yes, actually. The Shadow Chancellor himself is genuinely an avowed Marxist who says his main aim in life is the overthrow of capitalism. He made clear that he thinks private enterprises are the real enemy. This is the man who could be Chancellor tomorrow. Déjà vu. Labour's economic plans are so radical that we are seriously back in the realms of a run on the pound and capital flight. The last major run on the pound was during the winter of discontent. For more on this story, visit the news article link.